One of the biggest surprises of the Moro arc was Vegeta going to Yardrat. After learning instant transmission much quicker than Goku could and even learning a new technique that was arguably more impressive, Vegeta had a great moment against Moro. Many of us believed that maybe, just maybe, he would get the win, and he got pretty close. How would things be different if Vegeta learned these techniques earlier? In other words, what if Vegeta went to Yardrat earlier? Let's get into it. Following his revival on Namek after his death at the hands of Frieza, Vegeta awakens to see Namek in ruins. Frieza had thrown a death ball towards the core, and after proclaiming that it would take just 5 minutes for the planet to blow up, he continues his fight with Goku. Of course, the 5-minute thing was crap, but that's besides the point. Vegeta would quickly fly up to the sky with his mere power level of 2.5 million to bear witness Son Goku, the legendary Super Saiyan, face off against Frieza, the Emperor who destroyed their home world. Almost simultaneously, Vegeta feels two emotions, one of pride and one of pain. He feels pride in Goku for hearing his message and finally gaining the strength to put Frieza down, but he feels pain for not being the one that could do it himself. All of a sudden, a wish is made to teleport everyone on Namek that wasn't Goku or Frieza back to Earth. This would include the Namekians, Gohan, Bulma, and Vegeta. Vegeta would cause a ruckus as he did originally, knocking Gohan back and forth. This is Vegeta's weird way of teaching Gohan a lesson that would hopefully help him to get stronger. Once Goku supposedly defeats Frieza after realizing that he cannot spare him, Porunga is summoned on Earth and the wishes are made to revive the fallen Z fighters. Eventually, more wishes are made to send the Namekians to a new planet safe from threats like Frieza. One of these wishes would entail the revival of Goku, and Vegeta would be around to listen. He hears that Goku was in fact not dead but on a planet known as Yardrat, training. This time around, when Vegeta goes looking for Goku and fails, he decided not to quit, but rather to find the Dragon Balls once more and wish to be transported to his location. At first, Bulma is hesitant to give him the Dragon Radar, but after some intense training sessions a bit earlier than originally, he makes Bulma fall for him a little bit, and when her guard is down, he swipes it. Vegeta would go around collecting the Dragon Balls unbeknownst to anyone except for Kami. But Kami can read Vegeta's thoughts, and knows what his intentions are. If he were to wish for something like immortality or something evil, he would intervene. Or probably not, to be honest, knowing his track record, but regardless, he doesn't stop Vegeta. He would manage to find all 7 relatively quickly, but one of them would be slightly difficult to get. He would have to go and ask Gohan for his 4-star Dragon Ball. Much like how Goku kept the 4-star ball as an homage to Grandpa Gohan, and then later putting it on Gohan's hat, his son is now carrying it for the same reason. Vegeta would arrive at the front steps of Mount Paozu and immediately sensing his ki, Gohan would run outside. He raises his power level, almost expecting Vegeta to charge at him, but he doesn't give him the chance to charge him first. Vegeta is taken aback, Gohan finally showing some spine. Compared to last time, he stays in the game longer and takes a few more punches, but Vegeta gets him knocked to the ground. Gohan's rage spikes and he manages to get in a few good shots before Vegeta puts him back on his back. Vegeta tells him to settle down as he can sense Piccolo making his way towards him. No doubt he sensed their ki spike and knew Vegeta was up to something. Vegeta tells Gohan that he doesn't wish to harm him this time around. All he wants to do is get that orb in his house. Gohan gets back up ready to defend it. If you want it, you'll have to take it. Vegeta laughs it off, telling Gohan that he just wants to wish to be teleported where Goku is. Hearing this, Gohan asks him why, and his answer is simple: pride, as it always is with Vegeta. He can't handle Goku being stronger than him, and right now, whatever training Goku's doing on Yardrat is helping him get much stronger while he's on this backwards planet stuck with insufferable humans. Gohan lets his guard down and tells Vegeta he can take it. As Vegeta comes forward, Gohan goes to strike again, but Vegeta saw it coming and knocks him out with a knee that was already in his stomach. He strolls into Goku's house, takes the Dragon Balls, and before he can fly away, he locks eyes with Piccolo. Piccolo could care less what he wants with the balls, and he knows what it is since he overheard it. Remember that Piccolo has super hearing the way he was able to listen in on what Trunks and Goku were talking about. He checks up on Gohan, making sure he's okay, while Vegeta flies a distance and summons Shenron, asking to be teleported to planet Yardrat. He arrives approximately a month after Goku, so he's behind already, but Goku immediately senses his arrival. He hadn't learned instant transmission yet, but he makes his way towards Vegeta while Vegeta senses him and makes his way towards Goku. The two meet, and Vegeta isn't actually aggressive yet. He's there to train, not kill. Not yet. Vegeta meets Paibara, who is understandably weary of him. Remember, this isn't Moro arc Vegeta, who put himself in the line of fire, risking his life to save Namekians from Moro after feeling guilt in how he once treated them. Right now, Vegeta is still, I can't kill Goku yet, but I will get strong enough to kill him eventually. This mentality of his doesn't die down until Goku sacrifices himself in the Cell arc, and being broken by that sacrifice, Vegeta had vowed never to fight again until Goku came back to Earth. With that said though, Goku has to vouch for Vegeta in front of Paibara for him to receive the Yardrat training. training, which he does. Vegeta had never trained a day in his life before he met Goku, and he only recently started relying on such methods to get stronger after his death against Frieza. The days of abusing Zenkais no longer work, and now it's on to the days of purely hard training. But Vegeta shows promise. He's still a Saiyan with a lot of potential and a lot of strength left untapped. Once he starts training with Goku, it just kicks in. In the Moro arc, we learn that the training on Yardrat is called spirit control, and it's really just training one's ki. This allows the user to be able to teleport, grow in size, make copies of themselves, and manipulate others' ki, which is also known as Force Spirit Fission. While Goku learns instant transmission, Vegeta focuses on learning Force Spirit Fission. He knows that Goku is a Super Saiyan, and right now they're still under the false belief that there can only be one. Remember, Vegeta believed that the Super Saiyan only appears once every 1,000 years, and he only stopped believing it when he saw Trunks and Goku standing side by side, both in Super Saiyan. It's actually quite funny that he had a few nightmares about that while training for the android. But regardless, Vegeta's purpose behind learning this technique is to have something he can use against an opponent stronger than him. He's a master strategist. Not only can Force Spirit Fission separate fused persons, it can also be used to drain power from others. We also saw Vegeta collecting others' energy and powering Goku with it, so he can technically steal that energy and keep powering himself up during a fight. In the Moro arc, he trained for about 2 months and some change. We know that because Mirrors informs Jaco that him and Goku will arrive on Earth in 2 months' time, which is when Moro would be arriving, and Vegeta was training on Yardrat just a little bit before that clock started.
In just 1 year, I perfected instant transmission.
This means that while it took Goku nearly a year to learn just instant transmission, Vegeta was able to learn Force Spirit Fission and get some hang of instant transmission in just 2 months. Since this is technically Vegeta's first time training though, I don't think he would be able to do it that quickly. But it wouldn't take him a full year, and this would definitely make Goku train harder as well. He decided to pick up on making body clones as an extra technique. Since there's only one space pod, they can't both travel back to Earth once their training is complete. So they would use instant transmission to come to Earth once they sense Frieza and King Cold arriving there. They would do this right before Trunks arrived, so when he does, he sees Goku and Vegeta facing off against the 2 Frost Demons. Frieza laughs, looking at Vegeta, mocking him for how he died to his hands, and he tells Vegeta that it's about to happen again. But without even going Super Saiyan, Vegeta smirks and charges towards him, kicking him away. Goku looks at the soldiers as they charge towards him. He takes them all out in a matter of seconds as he stares down King Cold. The Emperor's father has no honor and fights with none, as we saw in his fight against Trunks. So when he tells Goku not to go Super Saiyan because that's the only way he'll win, Goku takes him up on it. Quickly, it's proven that he doesn't need it. Remember that learning Spirit Fission increases your base power level significantly, so much so that even Vegeta, after going through the amount of training he had originally, was still surprised at how powerful he was after going through it. So while Goku didn't learn Spirit Fission, he still picked up more of a handle over the general training. So even though Vegeta isn't a Super Saiyan, him and Frieza are going toe to toe, and Vegeta is using Spirit Fission throughout the fight to drain Frieza of his energy, and he's using it to fuel himself, eventually having Frieza on the ground and taking him out. Goku almost wants to spare King Cold, but remembering back to how Frieza treated his Mercy, he would deem it a necessary thing and finish him off. Just then, Trunks makes himself known and wishes to speak with Goku alone. He shows off Super Saiyan and Goku does so as well, which is when it hits Vegeta that it's even possible for him to unlock it, and that's what he's going to be set on for the foreseeable future. The warning of the androids is given, and the heart medication is given to Goku. Vegeta now has an achievable way of surpassing Goku, and he would split off from training with him to training without, to unlock Super Saiyan. The gravity room would come into play here, and with 400 Gs of gravity and some emotional trauma, Vegeta would manage to do it. The rest of the training between the Z fighters is about exactly the same, and the androids do eventually attack. I would say that this whole first encounter with Gero in 19 goes exactly the same, with Goku getting sick and Vegeta kicking him away while taking out 19 himself. They all chase down Gero, with Trunks arriving back in the past and telling his father that they can't do this without Goku. This ticks Vegeta off, and he gets on his pride horse and thinks he can take down the androids himself. Unfortunately, Spirit Fission has absolutely no impact on the androids, as they use artificial energy, so that technique is pretty much mute against them. Android 18 shatters Vegeta's pride and ego by snapping his arm, and the androids lay out the Z fighters before leaving to find Goku. While Goku's on the mend healing, Vegeta sulks on the top of a mountain like originally. Cell finally hatches and starts making his moves on cities, so Kami and Piccolo fuse together, and he has his encounter with Cell like originally. Eventually, Piccolo faces off against Android 17, with the two being completely evenly matched. Goku starts to feel better and decides on the time chamber, telling Vegeta. Naturally, him and Trunks go in first to train, and Cell makes his move on the androids. He takes out Piccolo, absorbs 17, and despite all efforts, he's still able to have his way, with Tien only being able to delay him for so long. Luckily, before he can absorb 18, Vegeta and Trunks appear, and this time, Cell is in for it. Vegeta powers up into Grade 2 and rocks the life out of Cell, beating him to a pulp. Cell starts to beg for his life, telling Vegeta that if he'll just let him absorb 18, then he can give Vegeta a much better fight. No doubt about it, and like Vegeta did, and definitely would, Instead, he allows Cell to do it. Trunks and Krillin try to get in the way, but Vegeta lays them both out and lets Cell become perfect. Unfortunately for the perfect being, while Vegeta is significantly weaker than him, he has Force Spirit Vision. Cell would lay down some brutal punches at first, giving Vegeta a piece of his mistake. But as he stands over Vegeta, the Saiyan smirks and gets in just one punch. A punch that Cell allows him to land. And it doesn't do any damage. But all of a sudden, Cell starts to feel his power drain out of him. All of a sudden, the androids are no longer a part of him, and Cell starts to power down to his imperfect state. He tries to beg for his life again, but Vegeta just looks at him disappointed and blasts him to Kingdom Come. He then turns around and kills both Android 17 and 18 to the dismay of Krillin. Goku and Gohan come out of the time chamber, and both of them have grade 4 Super Saiyan. But Vegeta goes up and tells Goku that he's defeated Cell already, and the next thing he wants is to fight him. While Goku wants to turn him down originally, knowing that he is far stronger, he decides to entertain it. A Super Saiyan grade 2 Vegeta is realistically no match for a Super Saiyan grade 4 Goku. And while Vegeta believes that Spirit Fission will give him a leg up, Goku had spent the remaining 2 months that he didn't originally spend in the time chamber to combat the technique by learning the remainder of what he hadn't figured out on Yardrat. Goku has a counter to Vegeta's attack, and this means that there is no hope for Vegeta to win this fight. So before long, he's on the ground. Vegeta vows to get stronger and come back like always, and now we go into 7 years of peace. Throughout this time, not even having defeated Cell, Gohan would face a further decline in strength and just want to be a scholar. Goku and Vegeta, on the other hand, would both learn Super Saiyan 2 and have plenty of opportunity to fight throughout the years. Gohan becoming the Great Saiyaman and meeting Videl would still cause him to enter the Tenkaichi Budokai, and while Goku's not dead, everyone would see it as a fun way to get together again. Events at the tournament go the same, with Gohan getting his energy drained and then the group going to Babidi's ship. Nothing changes here, and I do still think that Vegeta would go Majin. While he has been around to fight Goku throughout these 7 years, he still hasn't won, and this Majin power-up is his opportunity to get the one-up on him. The same reason he took the power originally. Goku and Vegeta go off to the side to start their fight, and since Goku doesn't have Super Saiyan 3, this is the strongest that he's going to be. Gohan isn't strong enough to defeat Dabura, so he's on the verge of death when Majin Buu finally gets enough energy to come out as a result of Goku and Vegeta fighting. Vegeta is winning this fight since the two would be much closer than originally, and the Majin power-up would give him the edge. Naturally, they stop their fight after sensing Buu, but Vegeta would still knock him out and go at it by himself. Gohan gets blown away but doesn't die and is saved by Shin and a revived Kibito later on. Vegeta faces off against Buu by himself and doesn't need to sacrifice himself this time around. He would be fighting Buu, and while he is losing, he realizes that Buu is not what he seems. He can sense other beings within Buu, so upon contact he uses Force Spirit Fission and splits the being. Dai Kaioshin and South Supreme Kai are separated from Buu, and this turns him back into Kid Buu. Unfortunately, this pure version of Buu is pure evil and way stronger than Fat Buu. He starts to ravage Earth, and Vegeta is not enough to fight him. The Kai would grab onto Vegeta and use the Kai to teleport him to Shin's world, and Goku would wake up around the same time. He sees the end of the Earth in front of him and would quickly use instant transmission, knowing there's no way he can stop it. Goku teleports to King Kai's planet. From there, Vegeta and Gohan are at Shin's planet training with the Z-Sword while Goku believes they're dead. He does the same thing as original, going to check with King Yama to see if Son Gohan had crossed over, but he hadn't. Goku then tries to sense him and finds him and Vegeta on Shin's world. Now with the three Saiyans together, they have a chance. They find where Buu is and go to face him, with the three of them fighting him together and Goku and Vegeta using Spirit Fission to take his power away. I think there's a great likelihood that this is the end of the line for Majin Buu. They would then use the Namekian Dragon Balls to wish back Earth and everyone on it. Going forward, throughout most of Super, Spirit Fission is most likely not going to be used. Beerus is way too strong a foe to succumb to it, and a hit can't really be beat with something like that. The only arc where it would be of use is the Goku Black arc, where I think a fusion would still be necessary in the form of Vegito to defuse or power down Fuse Zamasu. I think they get away without the future being completely erased this time around, with Goku Black being killed by Vegeta and Goku or Trunks sealing Zamasu away. In the Tournament of Power, it can definitely be useful against Jiren, but again, I feel like he's way too strong a foe, with the power gap between him and someone like Vegeta or Goku being so vast that only something like Ultra Instinct is going to change the fight. The Moro arc, on the other hand, would be wrapped really quickly because Spirit Fission is a direct counter to Moro's ability to take energy. As quickly as he takes it, Goku and Vegeta would be able to put it back, and without him using the Dragon Balls to free the prisoners, he can't just run away and absorb 7-3. So the Moro arc would be cut very short. Originally, Vegeta knew the technique by this point, and it made no difference on the Granola arc, so I don't see why it would here. Now I know I said that Gohan was absolutely cooked this time around, but he still would have gotten his fighting spirit reignited after getting absolutely bodied by Frieza in Resurrection of F like he did originally. So Superhero is still definitely going to happen and go about exactly the same, with Piccolo unlocking Orange and Gohan unlocking Beast in the end to defeat Cell Max. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe, and check out this video to continue your good day on YouTube.